The time has nearly come. Winter is descending on Winterfell. The cold is creeping into the crypts. Who's going to live? Who's going to die? All men must die. Or must they? We'll have to wait and see, because Game of Thrones is going to come out in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now, and it's only 6 episodes. It's going to be epic. The third episode especially, you know, with the giant battle scene, that's going to be like Helm's Deep apparently. We'll have to see. This is what we've all been waiting for, and I'm as scared as I am excited for my characters, my favourite characters that I love so dearly to my heart. They're going to die, more than likely. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I'm going to react now to the 3 teasers, the 3 little sort of teaser promotional videos that came out recently. I've forgotten the call, I think Together, Aftermath, and I forgot the name of the other one. I'm going to watch all 3 of them back to back, and I'll do a quick discussion after each one and a quick breakdown through them. If there's any new material, any old material, I'm not going to bother going through again. And this is the final Game of Thrones scene video before the actual series comes out that I'm going to be reacting to. So let's get straight into it. Make sure as well you come back and you join me on the 14th in America and the 15th in the UK for my Game of Thrones reaction, which I'm going to post, and hopefully I'll be able to do enough for it so it won't get deleted. We'll have to wait and see. Let's get straight onto the first video. The first video is called, let me just double check, I think the first video is called Survival, so we're going to watch Survival first. Let's go.
Think back to where we started.
Straight away.
No, it's just us.
Okay, see Varys' reaction there to the dragon.
This goes beyond loyalty.
A lot of clips we've already seen. Okay, so not much happened there. I think there's pretty much just one new scene there, and that was two new little clips there. So we have Jon Snow next to the red-leaved tree, the weirwood tree, and we already saw that before. We saw that in the one of the previous trailers, but it extends that scene, and you get to see, as the camera pans, Arya behind him. I'm guessing this is the first time Arya sees Jon Snow since season 1, basically, since he left. And it should be interesting. She's not smiling. She doesn't seem happy. He doesn't seem happy. I don't know what the issues are here. Maybe he's realizing that his sister's not so innocent anymore. Maybe this isn't the first time they've met. She could just be approaching him after they already met, wondering what he's doing, what he's thinking. I don't know. But she's not the same, and he's not the same. He died. She's not. She is Arya Stark, but she's sort of no one as well. Anyway, doesn't really give anything away. It just seems like it's their first meet. And we've got Samwell talking in the background, thinking back to where we started. It's all about being Starks. You've got Varys, you've got Tyrion, you've got Davos Seaworth, all watching the dragon fly past, and then obviously followed by Sansa watching, which you've already seen Sansa see the dragons for the first time in the previous trailer. I presume that's her seeing them for the first time. And then Jon Snow blowing out some candles, which is also a new scene, I think. I haven't seen that one yet. So, all quite interesting. Everything else is the same. And still none the wiser as to whether that's Brienne fighting next to Jaime. It still looks like Brienne. I'm trying to work out, trying to sort of pause it. I can't recognise who else it could be. I'm saying Brienne, so I'm sticking with Brienne. We'll have to see. It could be someone completely different. It could actually even be someone, a random extra that's not even been named. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. So that's Survival. So, next one we're going to look at, it is called Together. Let's get straight into it.
We must fight together now, or die.
Fight together or die, that's a new clip as well. Some serious brooding going on.
Our enemy doesn't tire.
Thoros of Mare fighting.
Not
Thoros of Mare.
They're coming.
They are coming. They're not coming. They're here. Much like winter. Okay, so Sorry, that wasn't Thoros of Mare. I always get him confused with Beric Dondarrion. So that was Beric Dondarrion there. That's a new scene. You've got Jon Snow standing next to Daenerys Targaryen by the fire. She's brooding, staring at the fire. She is Mother of Dragons, and her dragons were born from the fire. So, you know, it all works well. You know, he's ice, she's fire. You know, all these slight references to where they came from. Okay, you got Sansa again reacting to the dragons. So, Beric Dondarrion, who's that he's fighting with his flaming swords? I cannot actually tell who's behind him. Wait! Oh my god, you can actually see him. He's being attacked from behind. It looks like Beric Dondarrion from behind is getting attacked with a sword. So, have they just literally spoiled someone's death? I hope not, because that would be really annoying having that in the trailer. That would be a shame, but then again, he's not one of the major characters, and he can technically come back to life again, so it doesn't mean anything really. And then obviously straight onto the next clip, we see the Hound, who we saw in the last trailer. He's scared of fire. He's backlit by fire, so although he may be scared right now, he is going to, you know, lose his fear of the fire, I think, and he's going to join in. Fire won't scare him anymore, and that's the only thing he fears. So now he has nothing to fear. He has nothing to lose. You know, we'll see where that goes. I still hope he kills his brother, the Mountain, and he uses fire to show that he's not afraid of it, but also to effectively get his own back on the fact that his brother burned him as a child. He's going to kill him with fire. Ooh, there's Jon Snow slashing and attacking clearly in the battle scene. You know, it gives nothing away there. And then you've got Cersei reacting surprised, like she's just seen something or someone's just walked in that she wasn't expecting. Other than that, nothing else special except for Arya Stark fighting. You see the armies with their spears, I'm guessing attacking the White Walkers. And here we go. What's Arya doing? So this is a much clearer shot than in one of the previous trailers, where you can see is too much sort of orange glow happening in the background. You can see what's happening. She's clearly in the yard of Winterfell by the looks of it. So she's outside in the yard. I'm guessing all of that orange haze is smoke, because probably Winterfell's on fire at this point. And yes, it looks like some outside torches. So I think she's outside. I think she's in the Winterfell yard. That's what I'm getting from this. And there's clearly things behind her, or people behind her fighting. I have no idea they are actually the White Walkers. They probably are, to be honest with you. It's interesting. I'm not sure exactly what to make of that. I'm just trying to look at the exact final shot to see if we actually catch a glimpse of what she's attacking. Whatever it is, I think she's used dragon glass. I think there's like a dragon glass spear. Is that even a spear, or is that her sword? She's got dragon glass, I think. And she's attacking a White Walker. So there you go. Okay, that's that for that trailer. And then obviously it ends with the usual, you know, the dragon flaming and the Night's King and his horse approaching Winterfell. Okay, and that's together. So it's the titles of these. You've got survival, which is, you know, people have to survive among the White Walkers. They have to live. They have to beat the White Walkers to survive, to live. They all need to survive as a unit, as a family. They also need to survive individually. It's all about survival, and this whole series is going to be about survival, series 8. And then you've got, followed by survival, you've got together again. It's about the, you know, family staying together, the Starks staying together, Daenerys and Jon Snow, or Aegon Targaryen staying together. And that togetherness is what makes them strong, especially with the Stark family. Unfortunately, the Lannisters have no togetherness anymore, so Cersei, I think, will die, and possibly even Tyrion. Hopefully not. He's, his favourite character. And then the final trailer, which we're going to go into now, is called Aftermath, and I'm guessing this is like the aftermath of the big battle, the aftermath of that huge battle that we're going to have in episode 3, and it could also be the aftermath of the fight for the Game of Thrones. It could be literally stuff from the last episode. So we're going to check that out now. Okay, let's go. Oh, the Stark flag. It's all raggedy. It's after the battle, clearly. Ooh, Winterfell has been abandoned. Maybe. Ooh, there's a direwolf statue there. The dog cages are all open. It's all just been left abandoned. Oh, the feather! Robert Baratheon's feather, I think. Is that a hand? Jaime Lannister's hand! Oh my god. This is the most interesting one. Oh my god. This is epic shit. My god. Right, well, this is the most interesting trailer of all of them. Right, let's start from the beginning. So you've got the sort of raggedy, ripped flag of the Starks. It looks like Winterfell snowed over. I mean, winter's come, it's snowed over a bit. It's sort of been abandoned, so they've clearly left and they've gone elsewhere. I have a feeling they're going to the Eyrie, because the Eyrie is heavily fortified. It still, to this day, has never been penetrated. The walls have never been penetrated of the Eyrie. It's very much like Helm's Deep. Maybe that's the sort of Helm's Deep reference, is that the Eyrie can't be penetrated, but I'm sure there's a small hole that can be blown to pieces. I think we know what hole that is. The moon door. Unlikely, unless they've got rockets to fire up there. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to this. So it's all been abandoned. What's interesting is what we see. So we see some dragonglass arrows. So clearly the White Walkers have been there and they're fighting them with dragonglass. You've got a direwolf head, but it's a statue. So that's a statue of one of the direwolves, or a wolf as a whole, which is representative of the Starks of Winterfell. You've got all of these dog cages, all these wolf cages, whatever they are, and they've all been opened or broken into. So it could be indicative of just they've abandoned everything, they've taken everything with them, all the animals or livestock, everything like that. But it could also be indicative of once the White Walkers got there, all these dogs or whatever they are, whatever animals were kept in there. They could be prisoners. They were abandoned, and then the White Walkers decided to bring them all back to life, or to kill them, whatever, to turn them, and they just joined the army of the dead. Trying to work out what that is. There's something there in the snow. I can't, for the life of me, work out what that is. Something's been left there. I'm looking closely. I cannot tell what that is. It looks... I really don't know. Is it? It's a finger. Is it a finger? Oh, it could be a finger, actually. Looks like it's got a nail on the end. No, I don't think it is. It's too wide. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway. This is more interesting. So they're inside one of the buildings, and there's a sword sticking into what looks like a body of something or someone. It could be a body of a giant. It's quite big. It also looks like the sword also looks like Needle. It could be Needle. I mean, it's a very skinny looking sword, and that's obviously Arya Stark's sword. It's clearly in the back of an enemy. I'm guessing maybe a giant. It looks quite big. Then you've got the barricades, the ramparts at the top, where they'd obviously be shooting arrows and stuff. And then a feather. It looks like the same feather that was Robert Baratheon in season 1 put on Lyanna Stark's hand, her statue in the crypt. And we also see that in one of the teaser trailers as well, the Crypts of Winterfell. So why is it up there? To me, that indicates for the whole of from season 1 when Robert Baratheon put that feather on her hand. It was still there all the way up until season 8 when we see it in the teaser trailer, and now it's not there anymore in her hand. The only thing I can think of that represents is that Lyanna Stark has come back from the dead and her crypt's been disturbed. That's why the feather's no longer there and it's somewhere else. I always thought that might be the case. I think at least one character from the crypts have come back to life, maybe all of them. I presumed it could be, as a sort of tribute to Lady Stoneheart, it could have been Catelyn Stark. We don't know for certain if her body has actually made it back to Winterfell, but I presume at some point it has, since they took over, as long as they know where the body is. But it could be Lyanna Stark coming back to life at least. And maybe, you know, there's nothing worse than Jon Snow having to fight his own mother, let's put it that way, as long as he knows that's his mother at that point. So yeah, that's really interesting. That it looks like the same feather and it's no longer on the statue anymore, so she's come back. That is my prediction there. And you hear the crows, which indicative of Jon Snow and the crows, or Bran Stark. And then you've got Jaime Lannister's hand in the snow. I reckon, you know, it wants you to think that, oh, that means Jaime Lannister's dead, you know, a big spoiler, whatever. But I don't think that means Jaime Lannister's dead. I think he's just, you know, he's probably alive, but he's left his hand. He's had to abandon his hand. Well, he's probably lost it, I don't know. But it's indicating that he's been killed in battle, so we don't know. Again, it's just, I think it's just hyping you up a bit, and what you see isn't necessarily what you're going to get. What is that in the background? There's something else hanging from the wheel there. Don't know what that is. What is that? Looks like a chain. Ooh, is that like a necklace with... What is that attached to it? Oh my god. I don't know what that is. I really probably should know what that is. I can't tell from here. Is it? Oh my god, it's something I should know. I know. It's like a necklace made out of teeth. Fingers. No, I don't know. I cannot tell what that is. It's a sort of whip. Just Daenerys wearing some form of jewelry like that? I can't tell what that is. It's a chain of something. I just don't know what. So I think I'm going to have to leave that. I have no idea. Okay, let's move on to the next scene. There's a sword in the snow. And that is Jon Snow's sword. So, Aegon Targaryen's sword, which used to belong to Jeor Mormont, and now it belongs to him. So that's hinting that Jon Snow has died. Why would his sword be left in the snow? Why would he abandon his sword unless he's been killed? So again, if you're being chased, you might just abandon your sword because, you know, your life is more important. And the sword is covered in blood. So it's trying to make you think that Jon Snow is dead. He's not. I don't think he is, because, you know, if everything we see here is exactly, you know, how it's ended, then people are going to be annoyed because they gave it away in the trailer. No. So trying to make it seem like Jon Snow died. No, that's probably someone else's blood. Obviously, he's been using the sword against the White Walkers, although they're not really bleeding, or the Whites. It could be his own blood, but I don't think he's dead. I think it's too obvious. We'll have to wait and see. And then it just shows all of this snow and this sort of snowstorm coming in, like the White Walkers are actually approaching it. Or leaving, one or the other, but it seems like they're actually approaching Winterfell. And then that's it. Then there's nothing else. So that was definitely the most interesting of the trailers. I am giving it another watch quickly. So you got the feather, blah, blah, blah. You definitely have... That is Jaime Lannister's golden hand. It is. Looking back at what that chain is that's hanging there, I'll be honest, it actually looks like a chain with a a terrier, a Jack Russell or something attached to it. It looks, it doesn't look like anything. I'm sure I'm going to kick myself when I work out what it is, but I really cannot tell from there. You know, it's something I probably should know, but I don't. Now I'm going to go back to this object that I cannot tell what it bloody is. Who are we missing? You know, we've got out of the main characters. What else could be? Oh, it's the hand of the Kingpin. Yes, so that's Tyrion Lannister's. Oh my god, it took me so long to work that one out. Okay, I was trying to work out what it looked like, what it's shaped like. So, is there any relevance? Then he's by all the cages, so maybe Tyrion Lannister, he wouldn't be kept prisoner or whatever, so he was there with the cages by the dogs. I don't know, but you got Tyrion Lannister's hand of the king. Once again, I think they're just taking objects from each, you know, main character and just, you know, insinuating that they've died, that they've been killed in some horrific way, like most of the characters are killed. But in actual facts, they are perfectly alive. It's just building up the hype again. So you've got the hand of the kingpin, whatever you call it. Arya Stark's needle. Lyanna Stark's feather, which is the only one that indicates that she's alive or come back rather than died. Jaime Lannister's hand. Let's then go for the character, but we haven't seen anything from Daenerys yet, so that could be related to Daenerys. It could be, yeah. I'm not even going to guess that anymore. So, if you know what it is, please comment below. I really want to know because it's really going to bug me now. I want to know what that chain is hanging from the wheel, from the chariot wheel, and I'm sure I'll kick myself once I know, but that's fine. So yeah. Very interesting trailer. Can't wait. It's just overhyping everything and giving nothing away, exactly how I like my trailers. You know, I don't want to know anything because I don't want it ruined for me. There's a reason I'm not watching the latest Avengers trailer, and I've been told just as I was about to watch it, don't watch it. It spoils a couple of things, so I'm not going to bother. And with Game of Thrones, it's always a risk watching trailers, but they've done very well. They obviously don't want to give any plot points away because it's the biggest TV series of all time, and this is going to be the most expensive series ever made of any TV program of all time. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and join me back on the 14th in the US and the 15th in the UK for Series 8 reaction of Game of Thrones. I'll try to upload it as quick as I can, so I'm not 100% it's going to be uploaded on the day it comes out, but that's the aim, and I will try my very best to make sure you do so. Actually, I swear on the old gods and the new, and as Hand of the King, that I will upload it on the day. I will make sure of it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a few days' time. You wouldn't want to miss it.